Okay, so I got to remove the front bumper from my GRCorolla. I don't think anyone has posted anything about this, and I know for a fact that this will eventually come up, whether you're replacing your intercooler, whether someone is doing body work, whether someone is putting a lip on. This is eventually going to come up as a subject, so I figure I will make a removal video here and try to help some people as I figure this out myself. So join me. So what I'm looking at so far, I have pulled, let's see, where is it? When you open your hood, there's going to be this piece, which will sit here. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, and I believe there's an 8th one over here. They're little push-in pins. They look just like this. Nothing complicated. Put a screwdriver under there, they pop out. They're much better than the other ones. Once this is removed, you'll have this tube, which feeds air into your air box. That will be right, excuse me, sorry, here. So this will be held in with another push pin right here. You'll have one here, and then this is just a press-in clip that you'll have to pop out. Careful, they are delicate. Now, so what I'm looking at in here, there is a sensor here, which is more than likely going to be for the radar guided cruise control. However, getting access to it, there's not a whole lot of space, so I might wait on this until I have the rest of the bumper off. But from the top here, I see 2 clips, or excuse me, 2 screws here, and that appears to be everything from the top. I've already got the wheels loosened up and on both sides, and there should be, based on the videos that I've watched of the Yaris, there's going to be 1 pin or screw up in here on either side, and there'll be some underneath. So I'm going to remove these, and then I will jump to when I have the car on the lift. Once wheels are off and car is up in the air, underneath the fender well, this will be the first thing that I looked for. So this basically, sorry, I'm trying to do this with one hand while holding this. You will, screwdriver goes in and kind of underneath, and you're just kind of pushing towards the center of the car. As you push, it's a little scary, I'm not gonna lie. So you will small twist and it pops out. Now this is kind of the way it sits. This black piece just kind of sits over this. So if you just kind of put your screwdriver in, give it a little twist, it'll pop right out. Next will be, in order to get enough access, looks like it's going to be this fender well clip, this fender well clip, and probably both of these small ones. I believe that will give enough access. Let's see. Got a pick here, so I'm gonna pop this out, pull the clip, pop this little really tiny one out. I definitely would be careful with this. This thing is smaller than the tip of my finger. So there's 2, and 3rd one. And now, let's see what we got. Is that enough? Okay, so that appears to give enough space. So it looks like these 2 small ones did not need to be removed. Those were just holding the ducting in. So it looks like that is something that could be left. I don't know if that will change later on once I get the actual bumper off. But so this process will be repeated on the other side, and I will check back in once these are off. Next thing that you'll need, 10mm socket. We're gonna get here underneath the car. Based on what I'm looking at, and keep in mind you're learning along with me, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, This one looks like it's 8, 9, and 10. I don't know if there's going to be any more, so once those are off, we will see what happens. Hopefully those will be the only 10. Also, I was mistaken earlier when I spoke. I said that there's only 2 screws on the top portion. There's actually 3. If you look, the third one is going to be right in this little well here. Now mine was on there. Like when I started undoing it, the bracket underneath actually kind of twisted ever so slightly, so I'm guessing there must have been some kind of Loctite or something applied to it, but just keep that in mind when you're doing yours. Anyway, I'm going to take the 10 out of the bottom and we will see how it goes. Also, I know the Yaris apparently had a removable clip here. However, this one, at least on the GRCorolla, is just a pop clip. So I just put my hand here and kind of gave, not as abrupt as that, you give it a little bit of force and it just popped out. Okay, figured it out. So when you look inside here, hold on, let me go to the other side. It's a little bit more visible. Before you pop stuff off, you will see in here, hopefully, that white kind of oddly rectangular shape. That's your fog light. I would recommend reaching in and disconnecting the 2 harnesses there. I don't know if there's enough slack on that to allow the bumper to touch the ground once it's removed before you're already putting pressure on them. So I had started removing it. Everything popped. I think there's 2 pop clips here, and then it starts to feel like there's kind of some tension here, even though everything else is disconnected. There's another pop clip. It's actually here, and it's not the same as the other ones. You'll see it's this style here, so it just clamps onto something. The other thing that I found is this part will fit into it'll snap underneath this attached to the headlight, and you've got a little bit of a kind of a seat clip. This just seats inside this hole when the bumper is fully seated. So let's see here. It is definitely awkward. I'm also doing this by myself. Probably not the greatest recommendation, if I'm being honest. I would try to have someone else present to help a little bit. There we go. Okay, let's do this. And okay, bumper is off. Try to get this harness out that I showed you guys earlier. There we go. Okay, and 1 fully removed front bumper. Okay, bumper is off, as you can see. At the same time, for scanning, I also pulled off the intercooler, just factory rubber tubing for the charge piping. So not terrible to remove, honestly. It's really not that bad. A little tight on space, but overall I think I needed 3 tools. Everything is pretty sized very well, but someone just asked me, and I figured this is worth addressing. So this is the factory bumper. Now on the core, this is matte black. On the circuit edition, this is going to be a gloss black, and part numbers have already dropped for the replacement grill. So I figured since someone else potentially will ask me, I'll just address this now. So this piece, if you want to replace it, is held in with, let me see if I can get some better lighting here, these type of snap-in clips. This appears to follow the same all the way around, bottom and top. So it looks like if you did want to replace the flat black with the circuit edition gloss black, it's a fairly easy thing to do. But I figured I would just touch on that, since I'm sure some people will be doing that. I know some people have already been ordering the circuit hood and some other stuff, and I figured that will help someone. Thank you. Bye.